Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about lateral raises. You need to actually understand that with lateral raises, we actually lifting the weights for our shoulders. So there's no biceps, no triceps involved, no traps, no back. But that's what a lot of people do. So what I want you to do is to use the proper weight for you that lets you lift that weight with your shoulders. If you actually lift too much, you start to engage your traps, you start to engage your back, you start a bit of cheating. What I want you to do is sometimes to sit down. Sit down is actually easier for you to start with because you can't cheat that much as you're standing. So if we sit down, we don't have our back to help us that much as when we were standing. So sit down on our bench, keep your back straight, keep your chest high, so to use just your shoulders. And then once you got the dumbbells, just come right up until you're 90 degrees with your back and then come down. So that's the right form of the movement. When you come up, just think about pouring some water. So that lets you actually turn your wrist a little bit more and just focus on this side of the delts that we want to work on. So think about coming up and then pouring. That's it. That's a little tip that I can give you guys, just to engage your shoulders a bit more and make them grow a bit better. Now we're gonna proceed on the most common mistakes people do on lateral raises. The first most common mistake people do during lateral raises is to go too low with the weight. Do not drop the weight too much. You know guys, I want you to just arrive at the torso until you touch the body, or not even touching the body, just to keep your shoulders engaged, and then come up again, as I explained you to do. I don't want you guys to go too low with your weight. I just want you to go until your body. Sometimes not even touching it, just to keep your shoulders engaged a bit more. And then come up again and just do your exercises and do the number of reps you want to do. If you go too low, you disengage your shoulders and your shoulders just kind of close, which is not good because I told you to keep your chest high. The second common mistake that people do while training shoulders on lateral raises is that they go up too much and too quickly with their wrists. When I'm lifting the weight, I'm actually thinking about lifting it with my elbows and my shoulders first before my wrists. So if I go up like this is the right technique we're doing. If we go up like this just to lift the weight, that's the wrong way of doing it. And you can tell it's wrong if you see someone at the gym just lifting the weight like that. Third mistake is to cheat with your back. It sounds simple, and sometimes you don't even notice that you're doing it. But when the weight is too high or you're too fatigued when you're training, of course you tend to help you a little bit with your back. Of course, if you do that, you take a lot of work out of your shoulders, you disengage the shoulder, and we're not really training back today, we're training shoulders. So what I want you to do is to focus on the movement. If the weight is too high, just lower the weight, just keep it cool on your delts, and don't help yourself with your back. Okay, the fourth mistake is that people actually going too high. It's okay to go a little higher than the 90 degrees that I suggest you to do, but one is if you're injury free. Because if you got some injuries on your joints, like in your shoulders, I wouldn't advise you to go higher than 90 degrees. But secondly, you don't do any good to your shoulders if you go too high. Actually, you're disengaging the shoulders up here because the traps are coming into the game. So if you're using the traps to lift the weight, then your shoulders are not working anymore. So we're giving the shoulders a bit of rest. Alright guys, so these were the most common mistakes people do while training shoulders with lateral raises. Remember all of them, don't do them, and thank me later if you get big shoulders like I do. Don't go too big anyway, because I still want to get an advantage. And please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment if you want to know more about this exercise or other exercises that you might have any doubt with, and see you on the next videos for next exercises.